What's up everybody, my name is Kyle and welcome back to another Minecraft tutorial. Today, of course, it is our first 1.21.7 tutorial since Minecraft just dropped that update kind of out of nowhere. Thanks Mojang. Anyway, not much has changed either way, so we're going to get started with this auto crafter tutorial behind me. Anyway, this is what you're going to need in survival to build this thing. It's a very inexpensive build. Go ahead, gather that up and come back when you are ready. Alright, let's get started. So first we're going to place our crafter. Now this auto crafter can be crafted up into pretty much any farm. I like to use it for like iron farms for making iron blocks, or for bone meal farms for making bone blocks. You could even use it for auto crafting paper. You could use it for pretty much anything. The one thing to remember about this block is that it is a directional block. That means whichever way you're facing, the face will point toward you. So kind of like a piston or like a dropper or observer or anything like that. So we're going to place our crafter down, make sure the face is facing toward you like this, right? Well, first off, we're going to put our one building block right here. And then we're going to start to put, this is where we're going to put our redstone. So these are where we're going to place our redstone. We're going to do one up here and the rest down here. Like this. And we can take our two repeaters, put one here, set that to 4 ticks, and then put one here, set that to 4 ticks as well. And then right here is where we're going to put our lever. So go ahead and just plop it there. And then once you turn this on and off, you can see that our redstone signal is going around. And if you go here, you can hear that it's powering the crafter. Now since there's nothing in this crafter yet, it's not really doing anything, but it is being powered. And to turn this circuit off, just go ahead, break one of the redstones and replace it. When blocks come out of this crafter, they're going to be spit out of the front. And this is kind of like a hopper that feeds into a chest if a chest is right in front of it. So we don't need to have put anything into the chest. Once this spits it out, it'll just go automatically into this chest. And then we're going to put our one hopper on top of that. And of course, our chest on top of the hopper. This is pretty much all that it is. It's a relatively inexpensive farm. It's not very useful on its own though. This is usually connected to the end of another farm. For example, this would be a good chest if you have this chest at the end of your sugarcane farm or iron farm. So we're going to pretend that this chest belongs to a sugarcane farm, right? Before we put all this sugarcane in there though, we do have to make sure that this crafter is set up to produce paper or sugar. You could do it with sugar, but usually paper is what people make sugarcane farms for. So we're going to click to disable every slot that you don't need paper for. So once these fill up automatically, you can see that once the redstone signal is sent to this crafter, the paper will be crafted. However, this block is a little bit fragile and finicky, so we're going to want to let this fill up a little bit first, because if we suddenly end up with something like this, or even worse, something like this, and then these two run out right away, then it'll just automatically craft sugar, and that's not what we want. So we do have to make sure that this is a little bit manual. So we'll put in our sugar like this. It doesn't have to be 64. You could put like 32 in. And then we can make sure all the rest of the sugar cane goes in here. And as you can see, it is filling up. Now it will fill up, for the crafter will fill up from this block here diagonally down to this block here. So it'll fill up from top to bottom. As you can see, since these are the only open slots, they're filling out from left to right. So it goes top to bottom, left to right, kind of in a diagonal. Now you can see we have a pretty decent amount of sugar cane here. We can flip this on. See, the redstone signal is on a timer and it's activating this. You can see this little lever going up and down. And if we look in here, it looks like that's all being used and crafted. This redstone arrow is being lit up. That means these are being crafted. If we look in here, you can see automatically that they're all being put in there. Now the thing with this is, if you leave it on, it will eventually get rid of all these, and then you're going to have the same problem where it will just put one sugar cane in and it'll just be producing sugar instead of paper, right? So we're going to need to turn this off. If you notice, you can't do it like that. You're going to have to break a piece of redstone, okay? And that's pretty much it. It's a pretty easy farm to get done, pretty inexpensive, very, very good for your automatic farms for more crafting. This is a new block, and honestly, I think it's one of the greatest additions Mojang has added to this game in, I don't know, forever. So yeah, huge shout out to Mojang for this. This is great. Anyway, if you guys enjoyed that tutorial and you want to see more tutorials like the ones I have behind me, go ahead, go on my Minecraft tutorials playlist and check those out. That should be at the end of the screen here. Otherwise, if you want to see more videos from me in the future, go ahead, like the video. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye, everyone.